Session 4, Making the Change. Welcome to Session 4. We have a new person who's going to help us for the rest of these sessions, and that's Matthew Burton. Matthew is an author, TV presenter, occasionally on BBC Bitesize, and he starred in Educating Yorkshire. He is also often on TV and radio being interviewed. He is a head teacher and is ready to help you as you move on to secondary school. Gemma is still here and will pop up at the end. In Session 3, we looked at the things that we worry about, including the fear of failure. We agreed that failure is a way to learn and we should embrace it. People who want to be awesome and mature make failure an opportunity to learn.
Welcome to Session number 4, where we're
What is change? In life, we go through many different changes or transitions. Here are some examples. Moving house, becoming a vegetarian, becoming a brother or sister, getting your first job, breaking your leg or your arm, growing up, and going to secondary school. One of the biggest changes you will ever make is the leap from primary school to secondary school. Change is an opportunity. How can you face change and be prepared? Talk to friends and family about your concerns or excitement. Learn the layout of your new school. Know what uniform and sports kit you need. Be organised and get all of your equipment ready. Know the timetable of your new school. And never be afraid to ask for help. There are many ways we can embrace the change of going to secondary school. We can see it as an opportunity to make new friends. We'll try out new clubs and activities. Don't forget, everyone is facing the same thing, so try to enjoy it. And you can make a great first impression with your behaviour, organisation and presentation. Why is getting an education such a great thing? This is what a teenager called Malala said when she was at secondary school. One child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. Malala believes that anyone, you, me, that person on the bus who goes to the secondary down the road, can change the world. The power of education to help you do that is massive. It opens doors that we thought were locked. It gives us the bricks to build the highest tower from which we can see the beauty of the world. Or, to put it without using metaphors, a good education can help you get the life you want for yourself. We'll do an activity now. Before you make a change, it's good to look back as well as look forward. You can see how far you've come. You started primary school when you were just 5 years old. You couldn't read or write back then. Name 3 things that have changed the most since you started primary school. What will you miss most about your old school? And what are you most concerned about in your new school? You don't have to write this down, you can just discuss this and we'll have a little think. Throughout our lives, we go through all sorts of changes, or what we call transitions. One of the biggest transitions any of us will go through, though, is the leap from primary to secondary school. We're going to look at some of those changes. There are many differences between primary and secondary school. Here's a list of what to expect. You can pause the slide here and have a little read through. So, the next activity is about your new school. Write down 3 things you are really excited about doing in secondary school. And write down 3 worries you have about secondary school. Speak to someone you trust about your worries to help you feel better. Here are some top tips for making the change to secondary school. When you go for your first day, ask people their names. Be kind. Everyone is nervous. We just display it in different ways. Make yourself talk to new people. Ask if you're not sure. Be determined to make a good impression. Be polite and have the right equipment. Smile. Even your teacher will be nervous on the first day back. As an actress, Gemma has first days a lot of the time when she's meeting new teams or cast members for the first time. She can help us with this.
Hello, hope you're all well. Today we are going to talk about who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And I don't mean that rhetorically. I mean looking at high school as the next step of you evolving, the next step of you becoming your own person. It's time to start growing up and figuring out what your core beliefs are, what your values are. So this time that you've got between leaving primary school and high school, you can start thinking about what you want to take with you, what you see as your USP. That's very advanced, but USP is something that I learned much later on in life, but it's your unique selling point. What makes you unique? Have a think about what you want to share with the new people that you're going to meet. What core beliefs and what values you have that you think are positive and could have a good impact on the new friendships that you're going to make. Use this time out now to think about what you want to achieve at secondary school. And I don't mean A grades or, being the best at this or, being the captain of the football team. I mean, all of that stuff is fantastic if that's where you want to be. But just thinking about the simple things, what is it that you want to get from high school? I think when I went to high school, I wanted to get a good experience. I wanted to get involved in the school plays, and I wanted to do well at drama because those were the things that I were really passionate about. But I also wanted to make friends, and I thought I was quite a kind person, and I wanted to sort of spread that kindness. And this might be stuff that you're thinking, what is she on about? This is stuff that, it's a bit in depth and intense. It's not. It's really not, because if you can get ahead of the game, how brilliant. How brilliant to sort of think about who you are as a person going into that next stage in your life. And it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. That is a lovely quote that I have kept with me for a few years now, because even though I'm older, I'm still growing up and I'm still finding courage to figure out who I really am. And it's never ending, and that's the joy of it. But if you can start thinking about what you want to share and what you want to display at secondary school, I think that can be something that's really, really exciting for you. So use this time to figure out what you want. What do you want out of life? What do you want to give to other people? What do you want to be your USP? And how do you want to be awesome?